Hey guys, Martin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take a look at the final of the World Tournament EZAs that came out on Global with this most recent tournament, the TEQ Ultimate Gohan. I realise, of course, putting this video up, I imagine there'll probably be at least one person who clicked on this video thinking it was the TEQ Dokkan Fest Ultimate Gohan with his EZA, this guy that's on the team. So let me know down below in the comments if that was you, but no, this is the World Tournament EZA Ultimate Gohan, and much like the other EZAs from this particular batch for Global, he doesn't really seem anything special to me, at least when I looked at his info. So we'll see how well he does. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. He does have an all types leader skill, which is useful for link leveling and stuff, I guess, but he raises defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage, and has a medium chance to stun, so that could be useful. 30% chance to stun. Why at this point? I mean, there'll be so many questions, as there always is when it comes to these World Tournament EZAs, about why they hold back as much as they do. We've already talked about that a lot with the AGL Final Form Cooler and that kid Goku Great Ape. But like 30% chance to stun. I mean, with the number of bosses that can't be stunned anymore, it couldn't at least be a high chance for an EZA TUR, you know what I mean? So we're already starting off on a bit of a bad footing. But then we have Key 3, Attack and Defense 150, additional Attack and Defense 100% when HP is 50% or more, then an additional Attack and Defense 20% with each super attack performed up to 58%, launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when there's another Majin Buu Saga ally attacking in the same turn, or a Majin Buu Saga category enemy. So that means he's going to be limited to situations with a Majin Buu Saga ally. We are going to try and get him onto the same rotation with the Ultimate Gohan, so of course we haven't started off in the best scenario, but that of course allows him to get the potential additional super to get that passive built up a little bit quicker, because much like the LR Ultimate Gohan, or least Gohan, he has to super, it's not additional attacks, and he needs to do that 3 times, but he can only get an additional attack, which, bear in mind, still then only has a high chance to become a super when there's a Buu Saga ally or Buu Saga enemy. So we're kind of looking at the sort of TEQ Trunks issue, where even though he's restricted to having specific allies, he still only has a chance to do an additional super. Now, obviously, if you get the God RNG with him, and you have a Buu Saga ally or enemy, he gets the additional super from that extra attack, and then gets an additional super from the hidden potential, and then he'll be fully built up on the first turn. But bearing in mind he was a little bit under, he was under 200k defense at the start of the turn, so he's going to get 30% extra defense on his super attack effect, but even that is going to put him up to, what, he's not going to be not much over 250k. So we didn't get the stun. Now that I'm thinking about it, considering that is all there is to his kit, because like just before the World Tournament came out, I did do a video talking about all the EZAs where we just read their details on the wiki, and I'm pretty sure when I made that video, you can go back and check, but I'm pretty sure when I made that video I said that Gohan seems like he's actually the worst one. But yeah, now that I think about it, like, he actually seems terrible. If that's realistically all that he has, right? He raises defense on super, but then he doesn't have any other sort of tech whatsoever. He doesn't get extra stats on super. That extra buff that he gets based on your HP is start of turn. So that's already factored into the numbers that we saw on the screen. And then he gets the raise defense for 1 turn as his super attack effect, which is a 30% raise. And that's it. He doesn't have any damage reduction, he doesn't have guard, he doesn't have any built-in dodge. He has that ability to get an additional super, potentially, if you have the right ally on the rotation. But that's only giving you that 30% actual super attack effect buff, which even after a double super, if he's putting up the numbers that we saw on that first turn, he's going to be lucky to break just over 300k if he gets a double super. Which is pretty bad, as I'm sure you guys don't need me to tell you. That means he doesn't tank normals from the hardest bosses that we even have on Global right now, let alone the anniversary content. And of course, he suffers doubly because he's a TEQ unit. So we have events like Fusion Tommasu, who of course has been an absolute nightmare for TEQ units since his release. And then, of course, you know, Omega, the final stages tech. So this rotation, we have support from the Gohan here. We have Saiyan Warrior Ray, Shattering the Limit, and Shocking Speed. We're at 230k defense. So that means his on super buff is what? Like 70-ish K? 75 to 80k? Which means after one super, we're just getting to about 300k defense. But that is it. Like, I actually can't believe that's all he has. Additional 100% when HP is 50% or more, so we already have that. He got 20% for getting one super on the previous turn, so he can still technically get 2 buffs of that. But of course, we don't have a Buu Saga ally on this team. The other thing that stands out about him, of course, is that because he's an Ultimate Gohan, unfortunately, Ultimate Gohan is kind of notorious for this, but his link set kind of sucks. Like, his best link partners are all really random, like, Gohan cards, like Kid Gohans. There's a random, like, the Goku and Gohan, like the physical free-to-play unit that came out during the Cooler celebration. Of course, because there are, I think Trunks and Broly, LR Trunks and Broly, are an okay support link partner for him, but his 200% leads are this God Goku, physical Ultimate Gohan, who he shares the same name with, so they can't link. And then I think he has, was it one other? Oh, he has the 8-year Buu duo. So, like, on this Godku team, we can't run any units that are not pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans. So running the Goku and Gohan card or the Trunks and Broly is out of the question on this particular team. So not only is he, not only is his passive not particularly impressive, he also has, he's lacking in good teams to be run on, and his link partners are not the best either. So, I mean, can you see, when it comes to this guy being the worst out of this set of World Tournament EZAs, I don't think it's even close. He has, like, every single possible thing working against him, right? Like, his passive is not super great. His link set is not good. His 200% teams, I mean, Godku's 200% team is obviously still very good, but in a sense, that's almost more of an issue for this Gohan, because Godku's team has such a wealth of good options. It's like, why would you ever be running this Tech Gohan on that team? Even if you had a mission where you had to run a Gohan, or even a mission specifically, which I know they've never done missions this specific, but even if there was a mission where you had to run a unit whose name was Ultimate Gohan, you'd run the physical LR, or at a push, you'd run the STR EZA one over this guy. So yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Very disappointing. We'll float off this Godku here so we can keep these guys together. They only share the Saiyan lineage before this Gohan transforms. Are you kidding me? Same character, by the way. Yeah, he doesn't have All in the Family. Although I guess when you transform, do you keep All in the Family? Because I do forget what his links are. Yeah, he does keep it. Okay. So he has All in the Family, Cold Judgment. Wait, do you even have Cold Judgment? Oh my god, even for an Ultimate Gohan, his links are terrible. That's crazy. Alright, so I just keep finding new reasons why this unit is bad. Like mid-showcase. This is crazy. Like, what were they thinking? This is the kind of unit where if the unit's links kind of suck, and their teams are not exactly the best in terms of, like, you know, like I say, Godku's team's good. Some of the teams that he's on can be good, but that almost works against him because he's not a good enough option. If you have a bunch of these teams that these characters, you know, would potentially be a good help for, because, you know, we haven't had a new Ultimate Gohan since the physical LR, and he's a summonable Dokkan Fest LR. So, you know, not everyone's going to have him, not everyone's going to have him Rainbow. Now, I realise, of course, as we've said in the other World Tournament videos, that these guys are free-to-play units, and they do give out the extra copies for you getting the certain missions during the World Tournament, right? It was get a certain number of wins and a certain number of wins in a row. So everybody, even if you didn't have him, would have got 2 copies of this guy for free if you actually did the missions. But then, if that is the case, you're only going to have him at 69% anyway. But I don't know why they would hold back, because as I was saying, with a character that has bad links and is in a weird spot like this, like that, those are the units that you make good, because then you'd actually have a reason to run him. Because realistically, like, when are you ever running this Gohan? Like, I know, like, I mean, I'm sure most people will just agree that he's terrible, but if anyone wanted to make any kind of case, I'm not expecting there to be a bunch of World Tournament Tech Gohan defenders in the comments, but like, if you could make any case whatsoever for using this guy on any team or any setup, like, what would it be? Even for like, you know, if you were building a hybrid Saiyans only team, there's a whole bunch of better options. Even if you wanted to build a team where every unit on the team was a version of Gohan, you've still got way better options to choose before you get to this guy. So it just re-raises that same question that we keep sort of talking about with these World Tournament EZAs, is honestly, to a certain extent, it's like, what's the point of them even doing them? It's like they EZA these units. I mean, I would say we could classify the Super Trunks was a little bit better than I expected, although not particularly good. But like for this guy, Great Ape Kid Goku and the AGL Cooler, the most three recent ones that we did the showcases for, what was the point of even EZAing them? Like, they're not good. No one's going to use them. Like, what was the point of them even getting an EZA? It's honestly crazy to me. So let's go ahead and transform you. I know they do share more links once he's transformed, but it's Infighter, Saiyan Warrior Ray, Shocking Speed. And then, of course, funnily enough, we have Shocking Speed, we have Shattering the Limit, Z Fighters, and Saiyan Lineage. So due to the combo, we actually do get every single link active on this turn. So this is him after having had to get 3 super attacks, every single link active, and his start of turn defense is 291k, which means on super he gets just under 100. So if he doesn't get an additional, now we do have a Buu Saga ally on the rotation, so maybe he will, but if he doesn't get an additional super, he'll be just under 400k defense with no defensive tech. So if we were in a even relatively difficult event and he gets well, he'll obviously die to a super, but if we're in any relatively difficult event, he would not tank normals. Man, that's actually crazy. I mean, Ultimate Gohan, as old as he is, like, it is a meme at this point, how TEQ Gohan can still somewhat be usable. Maybe the anniversary content is where it's kind of stretched too far, but, like, the TEQ Gohan is better than this guy. Like 5.3 million attack, we got an additional that was only a normal despite having a Buu Saga ally, which again, if you're going to have a restriction where it's like run a specific category ally on rotation with this character, then it should be a guaranteed additional super. Or maybe, you know, great chance with the 70%, but a 50% chance for it to be an additional super when you're in this kind of setup where the character is already heavily restricted in the first place. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Now, the next World Tournament for Global, we are going to be getting the EZA for the AGL Super Saiyan Gohan, the Youth Gohan. And he's actually really good, which again just leads to the question, it just raises the questions all over again of how do these EZAs come out? And then literally in the next set, they released that AGL Gohan. But it's not like every one of the World Tournament units in that same set as the AGL Gohan is as good as he is. And then when the next set comes out after that, I think that's where we get to where the most recent JP World Tournament was, where the STR Super Saiyan High School Gohan is pretty good. But then even the other EZAs, some of them are not on the level of that AGL Super Saiyan Gohan. So it seems very weird that, like, sometimes they'll make some of them pretty good and actually usable. Like, you could make arguments for using that AGL Super Saiyan Gohan actually on, like, a, you know, proper, good, full-on Super Saiyan team to use in difficult content. But, like, I mean, this guy, right? I mean, does he... I mean, I don't know how... Cell doesn't hit that hard. Oh, no, he doesn't tank... I was going to say, surely he tanks normals from Cell on a rotation where he's getting 50% support in slot 3 from Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So there you go. I mean, what more do we need to say about this TEQ Ultimate Gohan? Which is a massive shame because when it comes to Ultimate Gohan, I think it is a cool, like, form for Gohan. And I actually really like the art for this card. Like, it's nothing super crazy, but I think the art's pretty cool. I haven't put a sticker on him, but we can kind of tell from the way his card looks as it is, he's not going to have a good sticker effect. But yeah, what an absolute shame, but he is completely terrible. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Did you EZA any of the World Tournament units from this set? I genuinely don't really think any of them are worth it. Int Super Trunks is okay, but that's about it. But yeah, next time we get the AGL Gohan, so that'll be good. But yeah, this guy is just absolutely mid. So, well, he's not even mid. I said that yesterday about the Kid Goku being mid, but this guy isn't mid. He's actually just straight up bad. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section, and let me know if you did think this video was for the Dokkan Fest Tech Gohan. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.